First Tower, Red Houses and Millbrook. Loving where we live.
This is BBC Radio Jersey.
Welcome to your BBC News. It's 5 o'clock. Eastern Ukraine militants snub Geneva deal on crisis. The separatist spokesman said that the Kiev government was illegal and so they would not go until it stepped down. Russia, Ukraine, the EU and the US earlier agreed that illegal military groups in Ukraine must leave official buildings. The deal was reached in Geneva. The sides agreed that illegal military groups in Ukraine must be dissolved and that those occupying buildings must be disarmed and leave them. The foreign ministers also agreed that there would be amnesty for all anti-government protesters. US President Barack Obama has cautiously welcomed the Geneva deal. Next story. South Korea seeks arrest of Seoul family ferry captain. Prosecutors in South Korea have asked a court to issue an arrest warrant for the captain of the ferry that sank on Wednesday, officials say. It was earlier revealed that a junior officer, and not the captain, was at the helm of the ferry when it capsized. Efforts to find the 268 people still missing have been hampered by low visibility and strong currents. 28 people are now known to have died in the disaster, with 179 people rescued. Coast Guard officials said on Friday 2 divers managed to enter the cargo bay of the vessel but could not identify or rescue anyone due to items obstructing their way. Next story, Brighton teenager Abdullah Deghaez killed in Syria. An 18-year-old British man killed in Syria died in battle, his father says. Sussex police said that they received information on Monday that Abdullah Deghaez from Brighton had been killed in recent weeks. His father, Abu Bakr Deghaez, said his son had gone to Syria to fight against the dictator and was not a terrorist. Abdullah was the nephew of Omar Deghaez, who was held by the US in a Guantanamo Bay camp between 2002 and 2007 following his arrest in Pakistan. And at his home in Brighton, Abu Bakr Deghaez said he had heard of his son's death through Facebook. Next story, one dead as boat capsizes at Bidford Bar in Devon. One person has died and another is in hospital after a boat capsized in a river estuary in North Devon, police said. It is understood the boat overturned at Bidford Bar, 2 miles offshore. An Appledore lifeboat was launched and brought the boat ashore. Both police and ambulance crews remained at the scene. A Devon and Cornwall police spokesman said that the deceased next of kin were yet to be informed. The condition of the injured person is not yet known. A spokesman of the Appledore inshore lifeboat said 4 RNLI volunteers were called out to the scene and the crew would have been there in a matter of minutes. And now over to the sport. Mo Farah finishes 8th in London Marathon debut. British double Olympic champion Mo Farah finished 8th on his marathon debut as world record holder Wilson Kipsang won his second title in London. Farah, 31, failed to break Steve Jones' 29-year-old British record of 2.07.13 and finished in 2.08.21. Kipsang set a course record 2.04.2.27 with compatriots Stanley Biwott second. This is what he said to the reporter.
It was pretty tough. No experience of this, but quite disappointed today. But you try things, and if it don't work, at least you give it a go.
You had a few problems with the drink station. Did that have any factor in it?
I missed one, and then not really. It was just the pace. I think I went with the front group because it was wasn't too far, but at the same time I think it would have been nice to just sit in the group.
Because there's a long period in the race where you were really almost in no man's land, weren't you, with nobody to pace you?
Yeah, no one, and then the pacemakers was slightly a bit ahead, but you learn, life goes on.
And in terms of, you've got to consider this, where do you think you would want to do another marathon again the way you feel now?
Yeah, definitely, without disappointed, yeah.
In next sport, greatest swimmer in history, Michael Phelps to return. Michael Phelps, the most successful Olympian of all time, is coming out of retirement. The 20-year-old swimmer has won a staggering 22 Olympic medals. 18 of those are gold, and retired after the 2012 London Olympics. He'll compete at a competition in America at the end of April. Coach Bob Bowman says it doesn't mean Phelps will compete at the 2016 Olympics, though. He's just going to test the waters a little bit and see how it goes. Now moving on to books. Jacqueline Wilson writes her 100th book. She's the author who inspired CBBC's Tracy Beaker and The Dumping Ground, and later this year Jacqueline Wilson will release her 100th book. It's called Opal Plumstead and tells the story of a spirited Edwardian girl who is forced to leave school at 14 to work in a sweet factory. The book is set within the backdrop of First World War and also features Snufflegret Movement, a group of women who was campaigned for equal rights as men during the 1800s and 1900s. Now I'm moving to animals. The Cumbria car vandal that's a dog. Police in Cumbria have solved the case of the mysterious car vandal. After installing CCTV, they found the culprit was a dog called Jess, who they spotted chewing the tyres with her teeth. The border collie was apparently run over by a car about 18 months ago, which her owner says explains her behaviour. She promised to keep her on the lead in future so she can't cause any more damage. To entertainment now, Kylie Minogue has quit The Voice, but who should replace her? The 45-year-old joined the BBC talent show last year, replacing Jessie J, and was credited with boosting viewing figures for the first few episodes. She said touring commitments meant she would be unable to come back for a second series. Due to timing of my tour, I won't be back next season for The Voice UK. Thanks to all who supported, she wrote on social media. Caleb from Bristol said, I think the new judge should be either Cheryl Cole because she is friends with Will and it would be funny to see them competing against each other, or I think it should be Cher Lloyd because she would know the best tactics and she became a singer by going on a reality programme. Holly in High Wycombe, England said, I think Jade from Little Mix should be next. Now moving along to the weather, the forecast summary for this evening and tonight. It will stay dry and mostly clear through the evening, and overnight it will become chilly again. Winds will remain light with the risk of grass frost forming in the countryside by the end of the night. Pollution low, UK range low to very high. And of course at 5 o'clock it's cloudy. At 6 o'clock it will be again cloudy, but it will be 1 degree lower, and at 7 o'clock bit of sunshine to get you into the evening, and at 8 o'clock it will be of course dark, and the lowest temperature this evening is going to be 5 degrees. That is all your BBC News at 5 o'clock with the weather. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you again tomorrow.